Hey, hello. Hello everybody. How are we all doing tonight? Today, this evening, this afternoon? I haven't done this in a few days now. There's a lot of stuff to go over real quick. Last week was the Twitch, the day off Twitch. I uploaded some videos to YouTube at that point. I recorded them offline. I didn't come back to streaming after that for a few days. I was just kind of wrapped up in other stuff, and there was some panic going on at home and stuff like that, and it was just a weird time all around. I decided instead to just wait and stream today. But yes, today is a special day, special-ish day. Today marks 5 years since I started streaming regularly. Not streaming in general. I did stream before that, technically, but September 5th, 2016 was when I started this whole, like, multiple times a week streaming regularly type thing. And I thought maybe it'd be cool to... So here's the deal, I only have about 2 hours right now to stream, and then I'm going to do a stream later tonight, too. I thought it'd be cool to do like maybe a little reminiscence over the last 5 years, and even earlier than that. And then also finally try to do some Taiko no Tatsujin on stream instead of constantly talking about it, which I'll have to set up my webcam for later. But yeah, I'm thinking like 30-45 minutes of this, and then we'll move on to that. 1 second. It's still happening, huh? So I see Twitch has not really done anything regarding the doing better. That kind of sucks. Was hoping that maybe there'd be a change already, but whatever. It is what it is. But anyway, yeah. So I was like wondering the best way to go about this, because I'm not a good video editor, so making some kind of highlight reel of the last like 5 years would have taken way too much time and effort on my part. So I think what I might do is I might just load up my stream archive here. Actually, give me a second here. I'm gonna see what I could do. So last year, I remember this was kind of like I talked about it for like 7 minutes, and then I moved right back to playing a game, which in that case was Legend of Mana, which ended up being really nice. I loved that game. Was really fun. The music in that game was top notch. Oh, I forgot, if I'm live, it doesn't send me to my videos page. Interesting. Is that the same recording I'm doing now? Yes, it is. Okay. Because I started streaming for like a second, and then I stopped it because I wanted to reset something. Internet, here's garbage but your stay. Hey Jess, thank you for stopping by. So, playing Freedom Planet's first stage theme, because Freedom Planet's actually pretty important to the stream as a whole, so I figured I'd start with that. Let me switch over to the desktop again. Is my cursor captured? I should really enable that. Hold on. Capture cursor. Yes. Can you... It like doesn't show up here though. Like I see only the things highlight, which I guess is fine. YouTube highlights. Don't really need Twitter or anything open. Hope there was nothing inappropriate there. But yeah, so streaming for 5 years consistently. As you can see, I have a banner here. I've been meaning to get new art. I kind of don't talk to the person who did this art for me anymore. So I was thinking of maybe getting a new one. Also, ignore the likes thing. Cringe for a Cause was actually for my friend Celine, who's sometimes in chat. Oh, that reminds me, I can't see chat if I'm messing with this. I should probably load it up on my phone real quick. Stream Manager. There we go. Chat. Okay. It's working. Also, you like that? The never-ending loop. Okay. So yeah, streaming. It's been a thing. It's been a thing for a while now. There are plenty of games here, many of which I haven't finished, and I really should go back at some point and finish them. But I guess I could just briefly go over everything. Again, I didn't really prepare for this, but it's been 5 years. It's important enough for me to kind of look back and think about everything I've done up to this point. And it's interesting to look at this because the whole bottom row here is kind of the before times. Sort of. Not half before times. So my early streams are not up on YouTube. I actually streamed way back in 2013. Oh, you're getting heavy buffering? That sucks. I'm sorry. Wait, is my stream dropping frames? No, it's not. Which is unusual, because when I haven't streamed in days, usually the stream stops being good. You can see some friends and other people on the left-hand side there. So, yes, I streamed way back in 2013. I remember I did Dust and Elysian Tale. I played that specifically for to my friends, and I played through most of it on stream, but I didn't fully play it on stream. It was weird. I had the recordings a long time ago, but I deleted them because I thought they were, like, really stupid and dumb. In 2014, I did a few streams that were all kind of like one-offs or whatever. The oldest one I've uploaded, I actually uploaded this last year because I just found the file for it, was this Bubble Memories stream. Story of Bubble Bobble 2. You could tell this is old as fuck. I streamed it on January 1st, 2014. And the max quality of it is 240p. This was done... You could barely hear me there. Again, this was done on a... I think this was done on a laptop's microphone with my old laptop, like the one I had two generations ago. And yeah, I wasn't good at this game. I wasn't good at anything I was doing. I remember playing this specifically for a couple friends. And, yeah, it looks like ass. I might have to go back and play that again someday. Interestingly, when I did that, I believe that same night I also streamed, Mr. Driller Drill Land, the original GameCube version, which somehow ran on my old, laptop, even with the Dolphin emulator, which, as you know, actually came out on Switch last year, and is getting another port now, too. This game's getting a port to, Xbox One, or Xbox Series X and PS5 soon, with online play for the multiplayer. Really hope they add that to the, Switch version, but I also understand if they don't. But yeah, this is the this is the version from last year. I technically said last year this was a restream, even though I don't have the footage of the original stream anymore. I used to. I deleted it. I don't know where it went to, or if I even still have it anywhere left. But yeah, that was kind of 2014. A lot of the other one-offs were from back then too. Crypt of the Necrodancer, Turbo Outrun, Game Center CX2. Hey Celine, just posted a clip from Tuco Bird on a Discord server. Lo and behold, you kick off a stream. Yeah. I'm just going over, I'm kind of just doing a quick retrospective of the last few years, since it's been 5 years since I started streaming. But yeah, these were all, like, 2014, possibly 2015 streams. Turbo Outrun was 2015. I played this on MAME, I believe, well, after fiddling with it for a while. Again, anything from before I got this computer is 480p or lower, which surprises me that I even had streams of 480p back then, because, again, that one stream from 2014 was 240. Somehow this Game Center CX2 fan translation video is one of my most watched videos. I barely talk in it, so that might be why. But, I guess people really like this because at the time there wasn't a whole lot of footage of this online. It's the fan-translated version. I believe Vinny Vinesauce ended up streaming the whole thing. I only streamed a bit of it and then played the rest offline. I really like the Game Center CX DS games, as well as Game Center CX in general. I've never played the RPGs in either of the games, though. There's an RPG in both this and Game Center CX1, which is called Retro Game Challenge in America. I've never actually beaten it, because both games have, like, a quick beat option in order to beat the main game, which is the stuff going on the right screen there. But yeah, actually someone asked me for this footage a while ago, and they were going to make a video, but I don't think it ever happened, so I'm going to have to follow up with them. Yakuza totally soured you on Outrun. Oh, that's sad. Sad to hear. I love Outrun. I actually streamed Outrun a few weeks ago. The original version, or the Sega Ages version. Turbo Outrun's fun. It's more linear. It's way more of a quarter guzzler to just beat than regular Outrun. Crypto the Necrodancer, I streamed that once. I'm awful at that game. Never beat it. I to this day have never beaten it, and that's probably why I haven't gotten Cadence of Hyrule yet. Because I probably would be ass at that game too. It is up my alley, and I honestly would be considering getting it on Switch since it goes on sale and it's cheap, but I just can't bring myself to want to play through it. I mean, I'm already struggling to play through everything I've got now, so it is what it is. And then everything after that was from when I started streaming regularly. But in terms of full games that I streamed, so Rayman Origins, that was 2014. This is a full playthrough of it. I did this the week of Texas Furry Fiesta in 2014 because I was upset that I couldn't go, because this was at the point where I'd already quit my previous job. So I was just like, I want to do something good, so I'll stream this, and I was technically doing it for charity, but no one came by. Like, you'd think that I have no one around now. I had 0 people when I streamed this, and no one noticed that, like, no one really noticed that I was doing anything. I also didn't have any official charity links. It was just kind of a link to the charity, so it was really, really silly. But it was a full playthrough of Rayman Origins in glorious 360p, I believe. Oh, 480, okay. Yeah, but it's blurry, it's Vaseline-y. I also don't believe I talked a whole lot during it. Again, everything before, when I started streaming regularly, the me talking was way, way less prevalent. I believe I played the whole game as Glowbox there, because I love frogs. Frog. F-R-O-G-G-E. Trials Fusion, that was just something I did really quickly. There were 2 videos of it. I think one was just me going through a level, the other one was me trying to beat the final level and failing on the first obstacle. I was really into the idea of Trials for a while. I remember Achievement Hunter would play it, like, all the time. And I used to like Motocross Maniacs by Konami as a kid. So I was like, oh, nice, I'll get Trials Fusion when that comes out. And I was ass at the game. I don't know if I'd be any better now, so I'm probably not going to ever return to that. So remember the video I made of the pigeon? Oh, that's still on my YouTube channel. That's still my main channel. Metroid Zero Quick Runs. This is technically a mix of, old and new. Again, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these. I'm just kind of... These 2 were done before I started streaming regularly. These 2 were done afterwards. I would do 1 a year, but these 2 were done, like, right next to each other just because I was bored. And at the time, I was really feeling Metroid. And Final Fantasy 1, that was the last before times only game. I streamed it twice. Once the audio was, my vocal audio was too low. Once it was way too loud. And, I never went back to it. I believe that you could hear how loud and scratchy my voice is in it.
Even if I can't play them,
yeah, how do you...
Interesting.
Yeah.
That new game, I don't know if it's going to be
Yeah, oh god. I also voice cracked a hell of a lot more back then. I still do now, but it's definitely a lot less of an issue. And then we move on to the music I'm listening to right now, Freedom Planet. So this is a bit weird. So what happened was, I got this in 2015, I got it in 2015 because people kept talking about it. I thought it looked really cool. I streamed 2 parts very early on, 2 hours and 30 minutes. And I never got to go back to it. This was in 2015 because the laptop I was using at the time, which I had gotten at the end of 2010 after I graduated college, it had like a massive hard disk failure. And it overheated. I was literally holding an ice pack up to the computer to keep it cool. It overheated, it broke down. It was like right after Summer Games Done Quick, too. I remember I was watching, I think, Joel from Vinesauce stream, and the computer just crashed completely. After that, it was barely usable for the next half year or so. I remember, like, using it to play Undertale, watching the first 3 seasons of JoJo because they had just announced Part 4, and I was like, fuck it, it's finally time for me to watch JoJo. And One Punch Man I watched as well. And then after all that, the end of the year came, and beginning of next year, the laptop crapped out. And for a very long time, I did not have a computer. From January 2015 or 2016 until mid-August, I did not have any sort of computer. The only thing I had was my iPhone, which at the time I believe was the 4S still? No, at that point we had upgraded to the 6, so I had the 6, but that was like my only link to the outside world at that point. I would use it for like job applications, because again, 2013 to 2018 I was unemployed, which is mostly why I'm getting to that point, but I'm moving ahead. So a lot of stuff happened that year. Eventually a friend named Meerm, M-E-E-R-M, excuse me, he offered a laptop to me at the beginning of the year. And he didn't even know me. He just came to me and asked, like, do you want a laptop? I have a spare. And for a while I said no, I'm fine. But then, I don't know, something happened. That summer, the last Zero Escape game came out, Zero Time Dilemma. And I remember thinking, like, man, I would love to stream the Steam versions of all these games. Just because I love them so much and I would love to have other people experience them. And I think that kind of got me kind of motivated me enough to go back to him and say, hey, do you still have that laptop? And he said yes. He was very nice. He sent it to me. It took forever to get here because the postal service lost it and damaged the box it was in. So that was fun. And I remember I had to order a new power supply for it because the power supply we had wasn't being recognized by the laptop. And it was causing it to run at like half capacity or something. But we managed to fix it, and it was working at the time in 2016. Then what happened was I started streaming. Now we finally come to September 5th of 2016. I started streaming. At the time, I was also running a Twitter account called RT Your Bird, because that whole like retweet your fave type thing was starting to pick up at the time, and no one had done one for birds. They did one for frogs, but not birds. So I started it. It actually got like no traction for like a week, and then a week in, it got like 900 followers in like 2 days. It never peaked. It never hit 1,000, but it got very busy for a while. And that was in 2015, and I figured I still had a decent following of people there in 2016. I only lost like 100 people or so. So I figured, like, people keep retweeting stuff every time I post it. Maybe if I, like, advertise my stream there, I'll get some viewers. And that was kind of the mindset going in, that maybe RT Your Bird would help me eventually become, like, you know, a personality on Twitch. Obviously very, very short-sighted and very, I don't know how to put it, like, a lot lower scale than you would think. I'm actually going to load up my stream on my phone completely instead of, just look at the chat. There we go. It's actually easier to see it that way. So yeah, I didn't get a ton of people that very first stream. I think I got like 7 or 8, which was, again, a lot for me. But it definitely wasn't the numbers that I was hoping would be interested in it. Clearly, people were just more interested in RT Your Bird rather than Zyred Winters, which at the time was still the name I was going by everywhere. I actually didn't change to Michael Macaw until mid-2017. When I actually rebranded everything at that point. Zai was my old nickname, and I still go by it occasionally, but Michael Macaw is just... I don't know. I just like it more because it makes me sound a lot less edgelordy and a lot more cartoony, and I like that idea more. But yeah, first stream I did was resuming Freedom Planet from Part 3, as well as starting AM2R, which is another game I was like waiting a long time to play. And I was like, fuck it, I'll stream it. So they were fun. Eventually I finished Freedom Planet with Lilac after another stream. And then I went back to it. I think the following year I went back for Carol. I did Freedom Planet 2's sample version, then I went back for Mila, and then on my first stream anniversary I finished I did the Torque beta to kind of close it out. So I've played this game 4 times in the course of a year, and let me tell you, it was well worth it. I'm almost considering getting the game again on Switch just to have it. But apparently Freedom Planet 2 might be closer to being released than I think. First off, this sample version is from 2017. That was over 4 years ago. I remember I was working at the sushi bar at the time. I came home and I streamed this alongside a Fightcade Windjammer stream. So it's been a long time coming, but from what I've heard, the game is making an appearance this month at Gerard the Completionist. He's doing the Indieland charity stream for dementia research, and I believe he said Freedom Planet 2 is going to be there. So I'm led to believe that this game is going to be here sooner rather than later. We might be we might be getting a release date at that indie thing. So that's very interesting if true. But I do know that there's going to be some form of Freedom Planet 2 showing up this month. I don't think Galaxy Trail has talked about it at all lately, so it'd be a welcome surprise to hear about it. That'd be a cool game to look forward to next year. But yeah, Freedom Planet, pretty great. Great music, as you could hear right now. I am definitely looking forward to playing the second game, and this game means a lot to me. It's also kind of weird because the voice acting in it, you know, besides being really good, there were some voice actors in this game that I had heard, but I didn't know who they were, who I then met later when I started doing, like, voice acting stuff. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that was you in that game. Wow. And it's pretty cool. Like, I'm really, it's really neat how that all worked out. Actually, an old friend of mine from, like, 2002 is actually the, last I checked, I don't know if they still are, they became the community manager for Galaxy Trail, and I had no idea. And this was someone that I knew from, like, I'm not even joking, like, when I first got the internet, like, in 2001, 2002. And I had no idea they had gone on to do that. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's so cool. It's so weird how life works out like that. So yeah, Return of Samus, AM2R, beat that in 3 streams. I did a bonus because I didn't kill the Queen Metroid the cool way. Just like when I played Samus Returns last month. The same thing happened. And anyway, then I did Secret of Mana, which was like my first long game. This took me about half a month to beat, and I took a break in it to play X4 twice with both characters. This is what started the whole tradition of me playing a Mana game on my anniversary every year. And I do have one planned for today. It's not going to be right now, it's going to be tonight. Normal stream time, like midnight Eastern Standard Time and later. But yeah, Secret of Mana. I did not really enjoy this game all that much. In fact, the reason I took the break was because it was exhausting me. The magic system in Secret of Mana sucks. And I am so glad Seiken Densetsu 3 fixed that, and the subsequent Mana games all fixed it as well. And Seiken Densetsu 1 didn't really have a magic system, so it was a lot easier. It did, but it worked differently. So yeah, that was like my first long game. I remember that was September of 2016. It was really chill at that point. Like, I was still unemployed and I wasn't happy about it, but I remember just streaming giving me like a whole new passion to follow. And it just felt really cool and chill. I believe after I finished Secret of Mana, I did Pokemon Type Wild, which was just a very quick stream, and then that led into Trading Card Game 2, which was a fun stream. I started by like doing a fake out with Trading Card Game 1, where they finished save file, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll have to play 2 then. So I loaded up 2. Resident Evil 2 I did from like my first Halloween type stream thing. I did both the Leon A, Claire B, and Claire A, Leon B playthroughs along with the bonus mode, so this ended up being like 8 parts long. It was pretty ridiculous. And I gave up on 4th and Tofu Survivor just because the mode was hard as fuck. I did beat Extreme Battle Mode, though, on level 1. So that's pretty cool. Around that time, I also did Year Walk on Halloween, and that was one of the first of 2 times where I wore... is it here? Yep, the pigeon mask, which, again, this 480p laptop webcam, not very good. I did this twice. I wore this again the following Halloween as well. Year Walk was a fun game, and it took me almost exactly 3 hours to finish. Very weird. There was like a lot of like, if I'm not mistaken, there's a lot of like weird like, and spoilers if you're ever gonna play Year Walk. There's like a lot of weird like meta like time travel type stuff where like you're reading what happens in the past and it's also referencing the future in it. I can't exactly remember how it works, but it's a fun game. It's very cheap, and you could beat it in 3 hours. And there is, I forget what type of mythology this is, but it is based on real mythology of sorts. And around then I also played Battle Network because its first anniversary came up, or its 15th US anniversary, and it wasn't really planned either. Like, I was just like, I want to do Mega Man Battle Network. I love that series. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, the 15th anniversary of its US release is coming up. I'll play it for that. So I did. Didn't do the post game because there's really nothing to the post game in one. So it was a very short stream. But it did go into, it wasn't the majority of my November of that year. This was done before Halloween. These three were done after Halloween. I distinctly remember it because I remember taking a break for Year Walk. But then what happened was for most of November I actually didn't stream after that. I did Pulseman and Alien Soldier. Like I did this at the beginning of one week and then I did this at the beginning of the other week. Just to keep it going without missing a week. But I remember most of the month I was just busy playing Pokemon Sun and Moon because it came out and I was like, oh man. First new Pokemon game in 2 years because there wasn't a Pokemon game in 2015. There was Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was 2014, Sun and Moon was 2016, and so was Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go was 2016. Everyone thought Go would be 15, and it ended up getting delayed a year. But yeah, at the time I was like, I was in a good mood because I was like seeing family. I was going on trips to my family's places. It was good. When I came back, I did Golden Sun 1 and 2, which pretty much took the entirety of December of that year. Golden Sun 2's first part is still, for some inexplicable reason, one of my most watched streams. It has 234 views, which is a lot for me. Also, to this day, the finale is still my longest single segment stream spent on a single game. In this case, it was 7 hours and 5 minutes. You could see I was really pushing to get this done, so I was doing like these extra long streams because this was done like the day before the New Year's. But yeah, it's not my longest stream anymore. I did an 8-hour stream back in July, or was it June? I can't remember. It was June or July. I believe it was July. And I also did 8 hours of a game one day, but it was split over 3 streams, which I believe was Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is still the longest, like, non-stop segmented stream, where it's just one game. And, it was fun. I love it. I love doing it. I remember that was the first time I ever had to take a bathroom break in the middle of the stream. Then the new year came. I did, for the Frog the Bell Tolls, which was a fun game. It's what the Link's Awakening engine's built off of. Owlboy, this is also the time I had gotten the under-the-table sushi bar job, and I was saving up for the Switch. So I was kind of limited on time some nights, but I did manage to stream Owlboy. I streamed, that's also when I did the Freedom Planet thing. Fightcade Escapades, this is interesting because this was supposed to be a whole series, and it never happened. I did one stream of Windjammers, single player even, I didn't even play multiplayer. And it never happened, so I might eventually move this to one-offs and just delete this playlist. I actually had it planned to one day do more Windjammers and also the JoJo fighting game, the Heritage for the Future, since you can't get that on anything else anymore. But playing these games multiplayer would probably be an absolute nightmare. I don't know how I would manage to do that. The song's about to end. Alright, so we're taking a little too long here. Then I did Live Alive. That was a very frustrating game. I remember the Caveman segment giving me a lot of grief. I did all of Mega Man Zero. This was before the Zero ZX collection was even a thought in Capcom's mind. I did the entire Mega Man Zero franchise over the course of 7 streams. And then I did ZX and ZX Advent. I remember the Switch coming out during this, and I was like, I wish I was playing Breath of the Wild and doing this, because ZX, I remember part 2, yeah, I put a salt warning there because it was very bad. I was not having a fun time. ZX Advent was very slow downy and not as good. As you can see, Twitch disconnected me multiple times during that one of the streams. And I remember this whole last stream being like an extra one I had to do because I couldn't finish it in 4. And I remember, like, I was like, oh man, I'm overloaded on Mega Man now, I gotta stop. Then Night in the Woods happened, and this one was pretty significant. The game was very, very slow on my computer, and it lagged. But I did play through the supplemental stuff, and then did all of the B storyline, the Beatrice storyline, or did it? Yeah, I did the Beatrice storyline. I liked it so much that I got it again the following year on Switch when it came out with money from one of my voice acting gigs. In fact, I believe it was my first paid gig that I did that with. Give me 1 second here. Let me. Astral Alley. That's the one I like. So since I'm talking about Night in the Woods, I'll have that be the next song here. I don't know why I closed the window to do that. So yeah, Night in the Woods was really good. The story spoke to me, especially as like an unemployed, like almost 30-something at the time. What was I, 28, 29? But it like the whole like not having a future and prospects thing like really resonated with me, and I just enjoyed it that much. It also was the time that Twitch introduced the affiliate program, and I remember while I was streaming this, I was like, hey guys, can you please stop by my stream just so I have enough viewers to get affiliate? And I ended up getting in within like the second wave of applicants, which was really cool. Not applicants, they just like put you in if you were qualified. So it was really neat. Nowadays, affiliate doesn't mean a whole lot. You can actually fast track your way to affiliate somehow, and whatever. My goal was always to try to make money off Twitch, but it never really happened. I mean, it has a few times, but not in a livable capacity, at least. Yeah, exactly. There's no signal in Possum Springs. Following Night in the Woods, I went on like a Kirby kick for a while, and I also believe that's when I did Block Ball as well. Tetris Attack came in there at some point. Bomberman Tournament. Mega Man Battle Network 2 Hard Mode was kind of when I really established that I was going to do the Battle Network series on its US anniversary. I remember that first stream was really fun because it was the same day that E3 was going on, and I was just really enjoying myself. That was also the first time I really tried doing voice acting during a stream, which it's still not great. I know I tried it a little bit during Owlboy, but it didn't really work out that well. But yeah, as soon as I finished Battle Network 2, actually, was the time where we had kind of a medical situation going on at home, and I had to stop streaming for about a week. I wasn't actually gone a whole week, but essentially I had to juggle the stream with some other stuff just because we were kind of in a situation where we had to take care of people. Like I was like, I don't want to go into detail about it, but it was a bit of a break at that point. And then I came back, and I was able to stream all the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. I think to this day, this is still probably one of the longest streams I've done. I think Persona 5 Strikers might be longer at this point, but this was, time-wise, number of stream-wise, and distance from the start to the finish in terms of day and date. I believe at the time this was the longest for a while. And this was a very fun game, very emotional. I definitely almost teared up when I finished it on stream. I did all the side stories and everything. This actually lasted me all the way from mid-July until my anniversary, my first anniversary of streaming. Then I came back. Then I, again, set the tradition here. Seiken and Setsu 3 I did with Hawkeye, Reese, and Charlotte for my first playthrough on the fan-translated SNES version. Again, this was long before the remake was even a glint in anyone's eye. And that was kind of how I celebrated the start of the anniversary, along with finishing Freedom Planet. Then moving on, Sonic Advance, Resident Evil 3, Shin Megami Tensei Synchronicity Prologue, Sweet Home, which I did on Halloween. That's the other webcam stream, I believe. Whoa, God. Yeah, I had the GIFs in the corner. Never finished this game, don't know if I'll ever go back to it. I think I was about halfway through when I stopped streaming it. It's a good battle theme. Sweet Home. Oh look, it's like literally the first thing. Good stuff. Then I did Earthbound Beginnings and Mother, which ended up becoming a tradition, because then the following 2 years I did Earthbound and Mother 3 around the same time. I went on a Metal Gear kick. I did Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 on the MSX. And it was pretty fun. I had to use a guide. I remember taking a break to do Mega Man and base with Mega Man because Mega Man 11 got announced. For some reason, I played Parasite Eve because it's a Christmas game, and I wanted to do a Christmas game. I really enjoyed it. That game had a great battle theme, too. I'll probably what I play after that. Sonic 3D Blast Director's Cut. John Burton, excuse me. The guy who was in charge of Traveler's Tales made a director's cut of Sonic 3D Blast in the Genesis. And I played through it. It was pretty fun. Had a lot of quality of life features. Then I did a bunch of random shit. I remember doing Sonic CD around that time. I have a playlist of Sonic one-offs that I did later, because then I did Sonic 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog, but Sonic CD I believe I did around then as well. And then I also did Mole Mania, which to this day is still one of my favorite Game Boy games. I would love to stream that again in some capacity, but it's also like, I've streamed it once. How much more can I stream it after that? There's nothing else different. There is a glitch speedrun that you could do to beat the game in like 10 minutes, if you know what you're doing. Okay, that's getting a little repetitive, so let's, there we go. Way better. This got salty. Then I did Metal Gear Solid. I distinctly remember ending a Metal Gear Solid stream early because I wanted to watch Critical Role. That was like when I was really into it. But when I got my job, I had to stop with it, unfortunately. I completely stopped watching it. Wireland, Sonic One-Offs, Pokemon Blue. Pokemon Blue was interesting because one of the streams of it was right before the Spring Direct that announced Smash. And I remember predicting, while I was playing it, that Smash would get some last-minute announcement, which it did. And I also predicted Animal Crossing, which then happened a few months later. Then I went a bit of an RPG kick, Mario RPG, Legend of 7 Stars, which, by the way, if you didn't see, I did upload a kind of speedrun of it this week during the Twitch blackout, where I beat it in like 5.5 hours or so. Yeah, it was 5.5 hours. That was pretty fun. Read through Radical Dreamers. That was murder on my throat. Chrono Trigger. That's when I noticed the laptop was starting to crap out a bit because it was like slowing down a lot. Went in another Kirby kick. Played another Bomberman game. Went in some Mario kicks here. Oh, also during this time I did Klonoa and Mega Man Battle Network Wonder Swan as one-offs. Originally I was going to do the Klonoa Wonder Swan game to follow up on Klonoa, but then I ended up doing Battle Network instead. I also did this crazy game that Nox asked me to do, and it was really dumb and stupid, and I loved it. Oh, and here's the in 2018, Pokemon did like a news thing on their Twitter of upcoming games. I recorded a live reaction to it when I was playing Bomberman, and I cannot show this video. They don't let me. The Pokemon Company gets really salty if you show their trailers in your videos, apparently. So I am unable to view that video on stream because they will close it down. Bunch of other one-offs that summer: Pocket Bomberman, Tower of Heaven, Smashland, Pokemon Pinball, which played way too long, some F-Zero games. Mega Man Battle Network 3 Blue. I remember the videos look okay, but I remember the game lagging a ton. This was like the laptop was getting really shitty at this point, and I had to deal with concessions constantly. And more stuff randomly over the summer. Yoshi's Island, WarioWare, Mega Man Legends. Mega Man Legends, I have a very distinct memory. One of the streams, I had, without getting into too much detail, that day, I had gotten something on my hand, and I had washed my hand super thoroughly multiple times, but my hand still smelled, and I was like, oh god, how do I get the smell off of it? And I remember like doing that whole stream, like with that lingering scent, and I was like, this is nasty. And I remember after the stream I realized I could put I was just like looking around and like I was like, oh, vinegar. So I just washed my hands with vinegar, and it turns out that removed the stank real quickly. I was really happy about that. Second anniversary came. Did Final Fantasy Adventure. Very short game, but I did it because I don't know. I had other stuff going on around the time. I was in the talks to take a temp job at the time, and I'm glad I didn't because the job itself sounds like total hell. But it did lead to some fun times. Bowtie Anniversary came up. I tied that in with Battle Network, so I did those. Castlevania, Parasite Eve 2. I remember doing this while I got my last job, or not my last job. When I got hired at the current company I work for, I was playing this, so I had to like kind of squeeze it in after training. I remember this game not only having technical issues because of the computer crapping out on me, but also I just wasn't enjoying it at all. It's not fun compared to Parasite Eve 1. And then right after I finished it, Deltarune came out, and that was also when I started working evenings, so I remember streaming that in the afternoon. That was really fun. And coincidentally, that was also around the same time I wanted to do Earthbound, which, you know, everyone talks like, you know, Undertale, Earthbound, funny meme jokes. Personally, I had planned this out, and Deltarune was just kind of a last-minute addition. I also bought Undertale on Switch at that point and played through it again, just because Undertale's great. I just wish, like, I didn't know what it was so I could stream it. Anyway, work at that point was juggling me between, you know, day shifts and night shifts, and then eventually they set the schedule and I was night shift only. Because of that, I stopped streaming during the week, and I only did Earthbound on weekends, and Earthbound pretty much lasted me until the end of the year. Then, for the first time since I had started streaming, I actually took a break. I took multiple weeks off without streaming, which I had never done up to that point. Until the end of 2019, or 2018, I'd streamed at least once every calendar day. So even if there was like a 10-day break, it would be like, okay, 5 days from the first week, 5 days from the second week. It would never be like a 7-day week gone. And it felt weird to do that. Like, I felt like I was leaving behind something that I was, like, really attached to, and that was a constant in my life while I was unemployed. But I also understood that, like, at the time, like, I've got a job now, I kind of have to focus. End of January, Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. I started streaming it using the PS4's natural capture function, which obviously meant some cutscenes get cut out, and the connection isn't the best. I got 6 streams in, I got all the way up to the Frozen World, and I just stopped playing. I never went back to it after that, ever. I want to at some point, but I just haven't had the motivation to revive it. And then at the same time, I also started Mega Man Battle Chip Challenge on its anniversary because it came up as well, March 2nd. This is just RNG the game. Yes, exactly. Great comment there, James Williams. The thing with the Battle Chip Challenge, though, is that signaled a huge hiatus for me. Battle Chip Challenge Part 1 was March 2nd, 2019. Part 2, June 22nd, 2019. I was gone for 3.5 months. Essentially what happened was we switched offices on March 1st. I already knew that was going to happen. My schedule, they changed how the schedule works. So essentially, I was getting fucked. I was still getting home the same time every night, but I had to leave like an hour and a half earlier than I used to. And it was really frustrating. They were short-staffed. They made me do the work of like 3 people, and they wouldn't pay me more. The guy in charge at the time was just being super douchey about it. I from what I've been told, not from what I've been told, I know this for a fact, he doesn't work here anymore, so great. And yeah, I just decided, like, at that point, like, I need to change things before I go back to streaming. And I did. In June of 2019, I finally ordered, well, before that, but I finally ordered a new computer, which I'm currently using, to replace the laptop that Miriam gave me, which had been aging for a while and was failing out because of all the Windows 10 updates running on a computer from, like, 2010. So yeah, that led to me getting that. I actually got the computer the day of E3, and because of that, I still have as my lock screen the image of Banjo-Kazooie posing for the Smash Brothers reveal. And I also named my computer Grunty, which is another thing. All my laptops had, like, names designated to them, because, like, you could put the name in the field, and they've always had a name starting with the letter G. And just the other week, I realized, like, oh, I got the perfect name for this computer, Grunty. So I named it that. And yeah, went back to streaming, played Battle Network 4 Blue Moon. It pretty much took me the whole summer to beat it, just because I could only stream, like, for 2 hours in a day, usually. I couldn't stream for much longer than that, just due to how my sleep schedule was working. I think I also, at the time, I also streamed the final Splatfest in Splatoon. The final fest, which was Chaos versus Order. Team Chaos all the way, and we won, baby. So there's that. 3rd anniversary, did Sword of Mana, which is just a remake of Final Fantasy Adventure. It was pretty good, and it also took me 3 months to beat, because in that time I also played Link's Awakening on Switch, Untitled Goose Game, and Boktai 2 Solar Boy Django, as well as some other stuff. I believe I also did some other one-offs, Super Mario Land 2, yeah, I think I did that as well. This was fun. I remember having audio issues the first stream. Celine actually pointed that out to me when we were streaming. This was the first full game I played off the Switch, too. Prior to that, I'd only done the Splatoon Splatfest, and I did a Mario Maker stream, just randomly. Untitled Goose Game, never finished it. I have to go back and do a post-game stream of that at some point. Ring Fit Adventure. Oh, man. So, that was a thing. I went hardcore into it for a month. I did 8 streams of it. Did it like every few days. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Wanted to do more. Then, I switched positions at work. I moved on to the department that I'm currently in. And because of that, it caused a whole big rift in how my schedule worked. Wasn't able to continue it, and wasn't able to muster up the energy to continue. Last year, I went back to it for 2 workouts, and then I just stopped again, and unfortunately, that's currently where we are on that. I just have had no time to go back to it. I did make a charity incentive to bring it back, but I didn't meet it, and I don't think I will ever meet it, so who knows if that's going to ever happen. But I do want to go back to it. I absolutely want to go back and play it. It's a great game. Excuse me, and I miss it. Boktai 2, Mother 3. Mother 3 lasted me most of the end of 2019. I remember Rev Scarecrow from Vinesauce raided me one night, and I had 160 viewers for like a very brief moment, and I was ecstatic. I'd never had that many eyes on me before. Shovel Knight Showdown, I played that a few times over the over like a month. I stopped because it was very boring to watch the same thing over and over again. I eventually did 100% it, but offline. January of 2020, I kind of took a break because, again, I was still settling into my new position at work. Just kind of like how I did in 2019. I remember coming back when Byleth was released for Smash Brothers, and ever since then, I've just been doing a video every time a new character comes out. So we've only got one more of those to go, and then we're kind of done. I was kind of like on the outs with streaming at that point, but then a certain streamer I watched who unfortunately is no longer around for shitty reasons that I don't want to go into that upset me thinking about. He was finishing up the Zero Escape games, and it made me think about how much I want to stream Zero Escape, but at the same time, I'd already experienced it, so I was like, well, nothing's going to be a surprise to me. Then I found out Uchikoshi's newest game, Somnium Files, was on sale for 50% off, so I bought it, and I started streaming it, and it was interesting enough to keep me occupied the entire month of February. A lot of stuff happened that month, last year. I remember I had to take a couple days off for a few personal reasons. Also, this was around the time where I went to Texas Furry Fiesta in 2018, or 2020, which is kind of weird to think, like, I was streaming this when I went to the first one, and then the very first stream on here was done because I couldn't go to it in 2014. Thank you for stopping by, Jess. I appreciate it. So yeah, this was great, and it wasn't planned at all. This was just how things turned out. The convention I went to during this, I roomed with my buddy Sean. I mentioned him a few times, who also just happens to be the voice of Pewter in this game. So it was kind of weird that, like, I took a break from this game to go then hang out with one of the voice actors from the game, then come back and finish it. Also, when I finished this was the same time the lockdown started. So that was when life pretty much changed completely. My schedule was pretty much permanently shifted to be the latest schedule possible. But at the same time, I had no commute. So I was like, oh, well, I could still stream. It's no problem. So that's just how the new normal set in. Animal Crossing came out right after that. I remember doing Tetris 99 and the Trials of Mana demo as well. Animal Crossing we did a good few streams of. We did 9 before I started making them more sporadic. And then I eventually did like a version 1 finale this year. When version 2 gets announced, I will be glad to stream it again. But right now, No such luck. I named every single part after a JoJo part. Phantom Blood, Battle Tendency, Stardust Crusaders, Diamonds Unbreakable, Venturio, Stone Ocean, Steel Ball Run, JoJolion, and then I changed this today. Originally this was I'm out of JoJo. I'm out of JoJo references, but recently Araki just announced Part 9. I don't know if it's going to be the final name of it, but he mentioned that the term JoJo lands. So I named this Mayday Islands because it was the Mayday Island event going on. So I was like, oh, perfect, Mayday Islands. And then I did a bunch of random stuff, all the major holidays after that. Actually, no, I didn't do Turkey Day. I didn't stream on that one, probably because I was with family that day. Good Riddance 2020. That was a very short stream that I did last minute, where I did the New Year's drop because no one was up. My brother and my mom, I think, were both just doing their own thing that year, like last New Year's. But yeah, now we're pretty much. Well, actually, no, we're not, because I'm getting ahead of myself. Mega Man 11, that was fun. Bravely Default 2, did the demo, never played the full game. One Step from Eden, played the demo in 2018 or so. Played the full game once last year, never went back to it. I really want to. I have no time for it. I also have a code for the Steam version that I've never redeemed or given to anyone. So at some point that's going to happen. You were drunk on New Year's? Could be worse. Sonic Mania, I did a playthrough of just to justify the offline screen. Trials of Mana, full version came out. I played as Duran, Angela, and Kevin. At some point, I'm going to do another playthrough of Trials of Mana just to do the last storyline, since I've done the Hawkeye Reese storyline already. I'm going to do the Kevin Charlotte storyline and probably do Reese. X7, had a good laugh with that one. Mario Maker 2, I did a video for the last update. Tetris 99, you all know I've already done. I do a video every time a new Maximus Cup happens. Tail Concerto started the Little Tail Bronx series, which I've done. I'm currently in the middle of Fuga. I've just put that on hiatus. QT, Lawless played this. Really thought it was cute, so I wanted to give it a playthrough, and I ended up playing the whole thing. Command Mission, that was kind of my big May game, just because I was like, oh man, I love Command Mission. I really want to play it again. Then June came, and I did Final Fantasy VII Remake. I remember this was all I played for most of June, and then I played Clubhouse games off-stream. And I just remember it being like a super fun, like both of them were just so fun. And I remember having so much fun that summer. Even though I was still trapped inside the entire month. Battle Network 5, that ended in rage, but I still beat it. Drill Land, which I still have to go back and finish. I haven't finished level 3 of everything yet. Also, I skipped the credits, so I need to go back to it. Spirit Journey, you know, I fought all the spirits in Smash Brothers over again. We're almost at enough spirits for me to do another part of that. I think once we hit 1527, or close to that, I will do another part. I don't know what this song is. Let's play it. Oop. Boktai 3, which one of my friends said I set multiple world records in somehow. I don't know how I did that, but whatever. Later Alligator, really fun. Was waiting for the Switch version, which didn't come out until earlier this year, so really glad I ended up not waiting for it. Sonic Adventure DX, it's alright. It's not Sonic Adventure 1. It's not original Sonic Adventure. Speaking of, man, Sonic Colors has been getting lambasted for a few issues, that some of which have been made up, apparently. Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition was good. I remember getting into that pretty hard for a while. Legend of Mana, that got a remaster this year after I played it. This took me a long time to play through. I played through Part 1, when was that? Well, September 5th last year, because it was the anniversary game. I did not finish it until November 9th, because there were just long periods of time where I didn't play it, and there was also a period where I had to just take time off, due to various reasons. Also around this time, I also did a Beatmania and SNES Variety stream. Mario 64, we got the Mario Collection, which I ended up doing all 3 games in eventually. Creepy Castle, didn't finish that. I'm gonna go back to it around Halloween this year, I think, and maybe try to finish it. Solata Robo, second game of the Little Tail Bronx series, which I played in full. Great game. Recently heard that Fuga is very much designed around the lore of these 2 games, so around the other 2 games, so I won't have to worry about the mysteries not lining up properly. Age of Calamity, don't have the DLC for it, beat the main story on stream, have not 100%ed it yet, and I do want to go back and do that at some point. I might do that maybe later this year or something else. I don't know if I have time for it. Dark Dawn, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. I mean, again, this is pretty recent now. So Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, very disappointing ending to that. The fact that story mode ends on like 239%, and then they didn't add any more story content through any of the free updates is disappointing. Because it really felt like there'd be more to it, and there just wasn't. Golden Sun Dark Dawn was fun revisiting the game, even if it was easy. Network Transmission, I remember starting it, then having to take a break while while AGDQ was happening. Then I went back to it. Also remember the game freezing on me when I went to the waterworks. That was fun. Monster Hunter Rise, the reason the playlist is so early is because I did the demo when it came out. Again, I finished the village story in this, have not played it since. I really wish I had the time to go back to it and, like, just level up and play high-rank stuff and do stuff with all the Capcom collabs and stuff. By the way, Mega Man Classic collab coming soon, apparently, which is okay, I guess. But yeah, it was fun. I did some multiplayer. I would love to revisit it at some point and move ahead, but it's just doesn't seem like it's in the cards at the moment. At least I know that if I want to go back and play Monster Hunter, I have an option already available to me that'll last me another 200 hours or so. So I don't have to worry about it too much. Splatoon 2, the reason the playlist is here is because I created it when the bonus Splatfest happened, which was totally rigged, by the way. Team Superstar got fucked. Mario Sunshine, X8, 3D World, and then later I did Bowser's Fury during the charity stream. Persona 5 Strikers, which is still, again, now I'm pretty sure now this is my longest stream to date in terms of parts and how long it is. 21 videos. Webcam stream. So that started with the Lego stuff. I just recently did the Seinfeld one a couple weeks ago. Was it a week ago? I can't even remember. No, it was 2 weeks ago. Pokemon cards, food on stream. Unboxing that figure was cool. I still have that on my stereo. Lego Entertainment System. I don't know how many more streams this is going to get use out of. Like, the webcam, if I have time for Taiko tonight, it is absolutely not going to be in this. It's going to be its own thing. Because I plan on doing more than one of it. Mario Galaxy was part of the charity stream, as was Bowser's Fury. Randomizer runs. So far, I've only done 2 of those. Again, part of the charity stream. I did that with Kuro. I would love to do more of those at some point. The Earthbound one was ridiculous, and I hated it. Super Mario RPG, on the other hand, amazing. Excellent. Rubber Ross World was the other thing I did for the charity stream. Those were my 2 big, like, all-day streams, or all-evening streams. And I never finished it. I got up to World 8, and I stopped. Because, man, Ross is sadistic as fuck. I'm quite happy with the thumbnail there. Actually, this is around the time I started doing the custom thumbnails. The first one I did was for Persona 5 Strikers. Originally, I did it for the second part, and then I went back and made one for the first part. And then I started doing them for all my streams after that. The reason I went back and did one for the Monster Hunter Rise demo afterwards, just to keep it consistent. I might have to go back and retroactively do them for a few other streams, too, if I ever revisit anything. But yeah, now we're pretty much just getting into this year. Let's see. Pac-Man 99, we all know how much I hated that. I deleted the game off my Switch once I beat it, and then I re-downloaded it afterwards, but just in case I ever want to go back to it. But yeah, I finally got a win after 8 streams of it, and I was very minorly happy about that. Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap. Started that because I wanted to do Tribal Hunter, and I was like, you know what, I want to do Wonder Boy first, though, just to stream that game. Did weird thumbnails for that just because I couldn't get it to look nice either the normal direction, so I had it be on the bottom. I think it looks fine. I also did hard mode, which was not a cakewalk. New Pokemon Snap, which I've played which I've finished, and did stream rambling, which oddly enough I'm doing right now. DLC came out for this game, free DLC. I will go and do it at some point because it adds 20 new Pokemon, and I want to make sure I have all of them. Because that's when I ended the game. I ended it on snapping all the Pokemon. Tribal Hunter. Streamed this twice and then just never got time to go back to it. One of my charity incentives was to beat this in full, so I will go back and finish it. And I do want to. It's a fun platformer game. Then we're getting into stuff that was very recent. Mega Man Battle Network 6, I just did that 2 months ago, mostly. Neo World Ends With You, I started the demo when it came out, and then I stopped playing it. It's on hiatus. Metroid Zero Mission, Samus Returns, and Super Metroid. You know, I plowed through all 3 of those at the end of July. Greatest Eternity Chronicles, I literally just finished it last stream that I did. Fuga Melodies of Steel, I'm 3 streams in. Again, it's on hiatus. I'll go back to it at some point. Don't know when. And then I did Mario RPG here. I did that offline during the quick run during the Twitch blackout, and then I didn't come back from it until now. But yeah. And then let's see, rest of the one-offs. Outrun, Wheel of Fortune, that stream intro where I was making fun of the horse picture. Oh, I like the stream. I put that in my likes just to give them a like. Because I knew they were doing that for you, Celine. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll throw them a like. I'm pretty sure I threw them a like for my other account too. Tori 3D was fun. Super Mario Bros. 35 played it once on stream. This was another one of those rambling streams where there wasn't game footage, but I was talking about how much I liked what I saw. This was fun. Jess, who was just here, got the devs of Billy Bust Up to give me a pre-alpha demo, which I played on stream. My stream actually froze during it, which sucks, but this is one of my most watched streams, again, in terms of uploads. 268 views, 6 likes. It was fun. I'm looking forward to the full version of that game. Paratopic, I played that with Creepy Castle. It was alright. That was a weird game. I can't remember what was happening in that game. SNES Variety Stream, Beat Mania. This was the old stream uploaded. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where we are now. That's pretty much a brief history. A brief 1-hour history, oh my god, of my streams. I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now, honestly. I mean, I've been doing it, you know, I've been keeping up with it. I originally was going through some thoughts earlier this year about what I would continue doing with streaming, because earlier this year, because, you know, I mean, I understand, I've said this before, I've said this all on, like, streams that I didn't save and upload, but this is going to be the first time it's kind of on the record and permanent. I feel like I haven't necessarily gotten what I wanted out of streaming, which was to say, you know, a lot of attention. Not saying I'm worthy of it, but I don't know. I also feel like I overstress myself with streaming now when I'm trying to do other stuff. But it's also just because, you know, stuff that I don't like is taking up all my time. It's not necessarily because I'm spending too much time stressing over my streams. And I originally had the thought of, when I hit this day, this year, to either, like, announce that I was gonna, like, stop streaming entirely, or maybe change it so that I'm no longer streaming entire games without, like, only on stream. Like, maybe I'd stream part of a game, then play the rest on my own, or come back to it, or maybe save the full game streams for, like, very specific games. But the truth is, I do like streaming. It's just hard for me to make time for it, even when I have weekends free, because I don't have a lot of free time during the week. I wake up, I work, I get maybe a couple hours, and then I either stream or I don't stream. And when I'm not streaming, I'm, like, kind of laying around doing nothing. 1,826 days is a considerable accomplishment. To be fair, though, there are long hiatuses there. Multiple months. I mean, between the 3.5 from 2019 and the other half, so that's 4, and then 5 years plus 1 leap day. Yep. But yeah, I mean, there is like almost a 5-month gap in there where I didn't stream, especially counting time where I was gone. Like last year, something traumatic happened during one of my streams, and I ended up cutting it and cutting down the video significantly, and then I disappeared for a week. Like, I just didn't stream for like a week and a half because something really, really shitty happened, and it still sucks to think about it. It's actually coming up on almost a year since it happened, and that's one of the reasons why Legend of Mana took so long to beat. By the way, Legend of Mana's remake, or it's not a remake, it's a remaster, excellent soundtrack. I've played music from it before, but man, that the remastered soundtrack for it is amazing. Yoko Shimomura, like, full orchestra level soundtrack. So good. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do regarding streaming. I really don't know. Like, I shouldn't take it so seriously, like I'm some big streamer who's earning money off of this, because the truth is, I'm not really earning money. I'm getting I'll occasionally get a payout from Twitch, and I just give it to charity, because it's not that much. I don't think that becoming a big popular streamer is in the cards for me, and I mean, that's fine. I've said that before, but it is what it is. I'm enjoying what I'm doing when I can, and I sometimes get upset when I can't. Right now, I'm more frustrated that I just have a bunch of games that are, like, sitting on the back burner, unfinished. And I think what I might be doing this month is kind of focusing on some other stuff that I want to do, including some newer stuff that's coming out. And then I might go back and start catching up on the other games I'm pushing to the side after Metroid Dread is out and finished. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I am thankful that I've been able to stream more or less consistently for 5 years now, with a few streams before then. I'm happy that I'm able to keep doing it. I'm wondering if I actually might hit 10 years here, like, consistently, without straight up saying, like, I'm done streaming for now, sorry. I don't know. I'm too stubborn to quit, that's the thing. And I feel like maybe if I find some success elsewhere, I can maybe carry it into the streams. So, again, who knows. But yeah, that's September 5th, 2016 to September 5th, 2021, as well as bits of 2014, 2013, and 2015 as well. My life is in a way better position than it used to be. I'm still not super happy with everything, but I don't know. Maybe things will change. But I tell you what won't change, me having to work on fucking Labor Day. Ugh. And they tell me that 2 hours before I leave for my weekend. Fucking garbage, man. Can't wait to quit that job. I really can't. It makes me feel guilty, too, because the job... Whatever. Hold on. I have to see where the, border of the SNES is. Ignore this. Okay, that's good. It is in a better place, but I'm very annoyed. Like, again, this isn't meant to be a rant stream. This is supposed to be, like, good reminiscence stream. But yeah, fuck my job right now, man. I am not happy with it. But at least I could set my own rules with streaming in the time that I have. And I look forward to doing more streams this next year. I don't think I'll be doing anything big future anniversary-wise until the 10th one. Maybe by the time I hit the 10th anniversary, something will be different here. And I'll be able to maybe make something a little more substantial to go over the last 10 years, but... Considering there's nothing really substantial the first 5 years, then the next 5 better be substantial as fuck. Ha 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 ha.